Hey everyone, and welcome back for another deep dive.
Yeah, it's great to be back.
Today we're going to be tackling a topic that's super relevant to pretty much anyone who's ever bought anything.
Or thought about buying anything.
That's true. So we're diving into the world of the sales funnel,
Yeah,
which sounds a little bit jargony,
it does.
but it's basically the process that companies use to lead us.
To lead customers.
Yeah, to lead customers towards making a purchase.
Exactly.
So whether you're interested in marketing or sales, or you just want to know how companies get us to buy all those things we probably don't need.
We're going to break it all down.
That's right. And to guide us on this journey, we've got a really interesting essay
Yeah.
called Understanding the Sales Funnel, A Journey from Prospect to Customer. And this is something that's usually taught to business school students.
Yeah, this is like Business 101.
So we're getting into some academic insights here.
A little bit highbrow.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, not really, but
That's a good foundation.
it is a really good foundation.
Yeah. Yeah. So think of it this way. Imagine a funnel, the kind you'd use in the kitchen.
Right.
You pour potential customers in at the top.
All those prospects.
Yeah. And hopefully what comes out at the bottom are loyal paying customers.
The ones that keep coming back for more.
Exactly. So what happens in between? That's what we're going to figure out.
The mystery of the sales funnel.
Exactly. And our source lays out this classic four-stage funnel, starting with awareness, which is often called the top of the funnel.
Or 2FU.
Or 2FU. Yeah, we love a good acronym.
I have the acronyms. So what's going on at this stage?
So at this point, customers might not even know they need whatever it is you're selling.
Okay.
They might not even know they have a problem that your product or service can solve.
Right.
So this is where content marketing comes in.
Okay.
Think blog posts, social media campaigns, things that really position a company as a thought leader in their space.
So it's kind of like grabbing attention, planting a seed,
Exactly.
getting on people's radar.
Yeah. Pique their interest, draw them in.
You want those eyeballs.
Yeah, and I guess at this stage, companies are really focused on metrics like website traffic,
Absolutely.
social media engagement, all those things that tell them how many people are actually seeing their content.
You got to know that people are actually paying attention.
Right. Okay, so let's say someone stumbles across a piece of content. Let's say it's a video about how to choose the right running shoes.
Okay. I like it.
So now they're moving into the interest phase.
A middle of the funnel.
Middle of the funnel.
Or MOFU.
MOFU. There it is.
Another acronym.
So what changes now?
Well, the focus shifts a little bit. Instead of casting this wide net,
Okay.
it's about nurturing those who have shown some interest.
Okay.
It's about showing them that you understand their needs.
Okay.
And that you have the solution.
So instead of just general information about running shoes now, they might start seeing more targeted ads for specific brands.
Exactly.
Or maybe get an email offering a discount on their first purchase.
Yeah, or maybe they get an ebook or a webinar invitation, something more personalized.
Okay. That makes sense. It's like moving from a broad overview to a more tailored experience.
Absolutely.
And this is where things start to get a little bit more psychological, right?
A little bit.
Companies are using data to really understand our behavior.
Yeah.
Figure out what makes us tick, and ultimately nudge us closer to buying something.
It's all about trust and authority at this point,
Yeah.
You got to convince the customer that you're not just trying to sell them something, but that you get them
Right.
and you have what they need.
You're the expert.
Right, exactly.
So let's say our potential runner has done their research.
Okay.
They've read some reviews. Maybe they've talked to some friends.
We're getting serious.
Yeah, and they're ready to buy those new shoes.
Okay.
So now we're at the decision stage,
The bottom of the funnel,
the bottom of the funnel,
the BOFU.
the BOFU.
All right, we've reached the bottom.
We made it.
So is this where the sales team swoops in for the close?
Not always these days.
While direct sales is still important, especially when you're selling to businesses,
Right.
the decision stage is often heavily influenced by, what other people are saying.
Okay, so like testimonials on a website or
Yeah.
reviews on Amazon.
Exactly. Think about your own experience.
Mm-hmm.
Are you more likely to buy something if a friend recommends it?
Oh, for sure.
Or if it has a ton of positive reviews?
Yeah, it's hard to resist the power of social proof.
It's hard.
But ultimately, this stage is all about removing those final barriers
Yeah.
and making it as easy as possible to say yes.
Make it a no-brainer.
Exactly. And our source really emphasizes this idea of demonstrating value. Like, why should the customer choose your product over the competition?
Yeah, why not the other guy?
Right. So this is where strong calls to action come in.
Absolutely.
Compelling visuals, maybe even a limited time offer to create a sense of urgency.
Yeah, gotta sweeten the deal sometimes.
And then finally, we reach the action stage.
The moment of truth.
The moment of truth, our runner clicks add to cart, enters their credit card info, and boom.
They're the proud owner of those shiny new shoes.
Exactly. But our source makes an interesting point here.
Yeah,
The funnel doesn't actually end there, does it?
it does not.
There's more.
There's a whole lot more.
So what happens after the purchase?
Well, I'd argue that the real work begins after the purchase.
Okay.
Smart businesses understand that acquiring a customer is just the first step.
Okay.
The real magic,
Hmm.
the real profitability is in keeping those customers coming back for more.
It's about building that lasting relationship,
Yeah,
not just making a one-time sale.
absolutely.
So this is where things like excellent customer service,
Mhm.
loyalty programs, personalized follow-up communications, all that comes into play.
You got to make the customer feel valued, you know?
Right, like you actually care.
Yeah, more than just their money.
Exactly. And this is where the classic four-stage funnel starts to get really interesting.
Yeah.
Because the digital age has thrown a whole new wrench into things. It's not just a straight line anymore.
Well,
So how has the internet transformed the sales funnel?
well, that is a great question.
And that is where we will pick up next time on part 2 of our deep dive into the sales funnel.
Can't wait.
See you then.
See them.
Welcome back to our deep dive into the sales funnel.
We're ready to go deeper.
Deeper, yeah. So last time we were talking about how the internet has really changed things.
It's shaking things up for sure.
Yeah, it's not that simple straight line down the funnel anymore.
It's more like a jungle gym, you know?
Okay.
People are climbing all over the place.
They're jumping around.
Going back and
They're
forth.
doing their own research,
Exactly.
checking out reviews.
They're in control.
Yeah. And that means businesses can't just rely on those old push marketing tactics anymore.
Like those annoying pop-up ads.
Yeah, or the commercials that interrupt your favorite show.
Nobody likes those.
People have the power to just tune them out.
Skip them, block them.
And our source really highlights this shift in power. It's not enough for a company to just broadcast their message and expect results.
They got to be part of the conversation.
Right.
Engage with people.
Be authentic.
Provide real value.
Yeah, it's like instead of shouting from the rooftops,
Yeah.
you need to be more like the helpful friend who gives good advice.
I like that analogy.
So for example, if I'm researching a new camera online,
Okay.
I'm way more likely to click on an article that compares different models
Right.
than some banner ad that just yells at me to buy now.
Yeah, nobody wants to be yelled at.
Exactly. So inbound marketing becomes really crucial.
It's all about creating content that actually helps people,
Right.
answers their questions, positions you as a resource.
You become the go-to expert.
Exactly.
But even with great content, there's this huge factor of social proof,
Oh, yeah, that's huge.
which our essay talks about a lot.
It's not enough for a company to just say they're the best anymore.
Right.
People trust other people.
Word of mouth.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Think about it.
Yeah.
Would you rather rely on a company's carefully crafted marketing message
Okay.
or hear what real customers have to say about their experience?
Oh, definitely. I want to hear from people who've actually used the product.
It's authentic.
Yeah, it feels real.
You want the good and the bad.
Exactly. Those reviews can make or break my decision.
It's like word of mouth on steroids.
Amplified.
Exactly. So companies have to pay attention to this.
They can't ignore it.
They need to manage their online reputation.
Engage with those reviews, even the negative ones.
Yeah, you got to take the good with the bad.
And be active in those spaces where people are talking about their product.
Be part of the conversation.
This makes me think about those brands that are really good at social media.
Oh, yeah. The ones that feel like they're actually run by humans.
Yeah, they don't just post ads. They respond to comments. They're funny.
They even make fun of themselves sometimes.
Yeah, feels real.
It's relatable.
Builds trust.
Transparency and authenticity are key,
People can spot a fake from a mile away.
especially online.
So if a company is trying to hide negative feedback or pretend everything's perfect,
It just backfires.
big time.
So the question is, how can businesses adapt to this new environment?
Right, where customers have so much control and information.
Well, our source talks about creating this seamless customer experience
Okay.
across all channels.
So whether someone's on your website, reading your emails, talking to a customer service rep,
It should all feel connected,
consistent.
personalized.
Yeah, no more of those situations where you have to repeat your information 5 times.
Because different departments aren't talking to each other.
It's frustrating.
It's all about making the customer feel valued.
Understood.
And a big part of that is using data effectively.
Makes me think of those companies that are really good at personalized recommendations.
Oh, yeah.
Like, I buy one book on a certain topic.
And suddenly they know exactly what other books you might want.
It can be a little creepy,
It can.
but it's also kind of impressive.
It's all about understanding customer behavior.
And using that data ethically
to provide a better experience.
Okay, so our source also dives into something called lead generation,
Yeah.
which is vital for keeping this whole funnel flowing.
Keeping the engine running.
So let's break that down.
Okay.
Leads are those potential customers.
The ones we're trying to guide down the funnel.
Right, but with all these changes in the digital world.
How do companies even find those leads in the first place?
Good question.
Well, the essay outlines 3 main approaches:
Okay.
inbound marketing, outbound marketing, and something called account-based marketing,
Okay.
or ABM for short.
ABM, got it. So we've already talked about inbound marketing,
Right.
which is all about attracting people with valuable content.
Like those blog posts or videos we were talking about?
Right, they draw people in organically.
Exactly.
What about outbound marketing?
Outbound is more direct.
Okay.
It's things like cold calling, email blasts, paid advertising campaigns,
So you're reaching out to potential customers.
instead of waiting for them to come to you.
More proactive.
Exactly.
Mm,
But it has to be done carefully.
right.
Nobody likes spam.
No.
So targeting is crucial.
You got to make sure you're reaching the right people with the right message.
At the right time.
Otherwise, it can be really ineffective.
Waste of time and money.
And then there's this ABM approach.
Account-based marketing.
Sounds fancy.
It's a bit more sophisticated.
So what is it?
Well, it's usually used by businesses that sell to other businesses
Okay.
rather than individual consumers.
Sure. B2B.
Exactly. It's a highly targeted strategy.
Okay.
They focus on identifying specific high-value accounts.
Okay, so you're not casting a wide net.
You're being very selective.
You're handpicking the companies that would be the best fit,
Exactly.
and then you're crafting these personalized campaigns just for them.
It's all about building deep relationships
Okay.
with a select group of key accounts.
So it's like a high-stakes game,
It can be.
but potentially very rewarding if you get it right.
Absolutely.
Now, I'm curious, how does all of this apply to us as consumers?
That's a great question.
What can we learn from understanding all the ins and outs of the sales funnel?
Well, that is a fantastic question.
And one that we will answer in the final part of our deep dive. Welcome back for the final part of our sales funnel deep dive.
Yeah, we've made it to the bottom of the funnel.
We have, so last time we were talking about all the different ways companies are finding and nurturing leads.
Right. All those potential customers.
Exactly. But now we're going to shift gears a bit
Oh,
and talk about what this all means for us as consumers.
the people on the other end of the funnel.
Exactly, because understanding these concepts isn't just for businesses.
It can actually be really empowering for shoppers.
Yeah, it's like being let in on the secret strategies companies use to get us to buy stuff.
Right. Once you know the playbook.
You can start playing the game a little differently.
Exactly. Our source material talks about the importance of awareness.
Okay.
By recognizing the tactics companies are using, those targeted ads, those perfectly timed emails, we become more conscious consumers.
Yeah, it's like taking back a little bit of control.
In a world where we're constantly being bombarded with messages.
Right, it's like seeing the strings the puppeteers are using.
And realizing, hey, I don't have to dance to their tune.
Exactly. So, for example, if I see an ad for a new gadget on my phone
Okay.
and it feels a little too personalized.
A little creepy.
Yeah, I understand that there's probably some data collection happening in the background.
Right. They're using your information to target you.
And that might make me think twice about clicking on it.
Exactly. Or you might adjust your privacy settings.
Right. Be more careful about the information I share online.
It's about making informed choices.
Yeah, being intentional about how we interact with all those marketing messages.
Right. But understanding the funnel goes beyond just avoiding ads.
Okay.
It can help you make smarter purchasing decisions overall.
How so?
Well, think about that decision stage we talked about.
Okay, the bottom of the funnel.
Exactly. You know how companies use things like scarcity tactics?
Okay, like limited time offers.
Exactly. Or emotional appeals to try to get you to buy something.
You could take a step back.
Right. And ask yourself, do I really need this?
Or am I being manipulated?
It's about separating your genuine needs from those that are being created by marketing.
Right, like when a website tells you only 2 items left in stock,
And suddenly you feel this urge to buy it.
even if you weren't that interested a minute ago.
Exactly. Understanding these tactics can help us avoid those impulse purchases.
The ones we regret later.
Make sure you're buying for the right reasons,
Buying based on your actual needs.
not just clever marketing.
I like that. And speaking of purchases,
Yeah?
knowing how the sales funnel works can even help you get better deals.
Oh, absolutely.
Okay, tell me more about this.
So think about those abandoned cart emails.
Oh, yeah, the ones that remind you left something in your online shopping cart.
Exactly. It's a classic sales tactic.
Ah,
you can actually use it to your advantage.
okay, how so?
Well, if you're not in a rush,
Okay.
sometimes waiting a day or two can trigger a discount offer.
Mm. Really, just to entice you back.
It's like a little game of strategy.
I like it.
The moves, the incentives, and you can use that knowledge to get a better outcome.
So instead of feeling like I'm being led down a path,
Yeah,
I can take the wheel and steer towards a destination that benefits me,
exactly. It's about empowering yourself as a consumer.
not just blindly following along.
Right. Make informed decisions.
So we've covered a lot of ground in this deep dive.
We have
We've explored the classic stages of the sales funnel,
the impact of the digital age,
the different ways companies are generating leads.
and most importantly, how all of this affects you as a consumer.
It's a complex landscape out there,
It is.
but knowledge is power.
Absolutely.
So by understanding how the sales funnel works,
You can navigate it with more confidence.
make choices that align with your own needs and values.
That's what it's all about.
So as we wrap up this deep dive, we want to lead you with a final thought.
Okay.
We've talked about how businesses use these concepts to drive their success. But how can you use your understanding of the sales funnel to create positive change?
That's a good question.
Maybe it's sharing this knowledge with friends,
Yeah.
advocating for more ethical marketing practices,
Hmm.
or just being a more conscious consumer yourself.
The power is in your hands.
Use it wisely.
Well said.
Thanks for joining us on this journey down the sales funnel.
It's been fun.
Until next time, keep exploring, keep questioning, and keep learning.